In a lot of my videos, you hear me talk about all the good things that you can do and what you can accomplish, just so we can keep that momentum up. However, there are some times where we have to talk about our weaknesses. This will actually help out our happy path and also have a healthy one too. We all want to walk down that happy path, right? But we also know that this is not realistic. There is a point to all of our journeys. It doesn't matter what type of hobby, craft, or business that you have. You are going to have obstacles and really bumpy terrain along the way. And this is how you're going to learn your experiences. As I've said before in some of my other videos, the videos that I like to post on this channel are different things that I have came across during my journey of having this writing channel and having my writing career take off, or my business career take off. And I'm sure that you can do the same with the career that you would like to accomplish. This is also great videos for your day-to-day functions too. So you just want to keep that in mind. If you haven't noticed, I like to keep the positive vibes survive. And the reason why I like to say that is with any type of a situation, I have to see the positive side. Okay, so we don't have this per se in this said problem, but the best part about this situation or this problem is this. This is the silver lining. So let's work on this so we could get said problem fixed. That's kind of like how I look at problems, or how can I fix this problem, and what are the outcomes that could happen during this time. So you want to make sure that you stay totally realistic in everything that you think of in the decisions that you make for a problem. Now, whenever I talk about a silver lining is basically the positive vibe that you have of this certain situation. With that being said, there could be potential stretches in this silver lining. Let me try to explain to you what I mean. This will also show you some of your weaknesses and some of your strengths together to see what the next solution could be in this said problem. So for example, I'm going to give you a scenario. I feel that I am a good amateur writer, but editing is not my strong suit. This is the sentence that I've given you. So, what could we do with this information? First things first, I say that I am an amateur writer because I know that there is a lot of things out there in the writing world that I don't know, that I need to work on. I need to learn how to write novels, write short stories, or scripting, or dialogue, or point of view, or third person, or I can go on. You always can constantly learn with your craft, and that's just with anything. But basically, writing in general, I'm good at. So, there's my silver lining. This in itself is progress. And with anything else, you have a work in progress. And as you all know, writing is always changing, just like technology, just like the different trends out there. Everything is changing, and it changes at a fast rate. But sometimes you have to learn in a slow rate. That's okay. Get your fundamentals down, and then you will be able to excel in one avenue. Here's the question that I'd ask myself. Do I feel I am a good writer? And the answer is yes. I know that I am realistic with myself, knowing that there is so much more that I could improve on in the writing world. That's why I called myself an amateur. Could you put yourself in this same scenario and see what your answers are? Do you feel that you could use more improvement in your craft or hobby that you enjoy doing? How do you feel that the professionals started? They started the same exact way that what you are doing now. They started, say, writing. They started writing bit by bit by bit and learning by experience and learning by what the, say, said editor is going to tell them. And as you see a trend of mistakes, you're going to learn by these mistakes. And so you're going to get better in your writing, which improves your writing skills and could potentially improve your editing skills. So the next part of this said scenario that I had was about the editing. Now that is when I said that editing is not my strong suit. I know this to be true, that editing is not my strong suit. But I also feel that this is a work in progress also. It's just going to take me a little bit more time to figure out why it is not my strong suit and how can I improve on it when we are getting books out or getting novels out, scripting or doing emails and whatnot. Use your tools out there and your resources to learn from it, and then you will get better. I know whenever I wrote my first book, Betrayal in the First Degree, which is going to come out in 2021, so make sure you get a copy of that. I will make sure that I link it down below once I find out the information for it, so you can all get a copy. This editing was a little bit difficult for me. I did the best that I could with the situation that I had, and then I sent it off to the publisher, which is the editor. They took over what they needed to do to make sure that this book is in its best condition. The love of writing that I have is very enjoyable to me. I am able to make believe characters and scenarios and problems and conflict and everything and put them all together in one said book. I know that the grammar and the punctuation and the spelling could be a little bit off, but I understand that that will come in time. The one thing that I've noticed about being an author is that you, say, read your first chapter over and over and over again, but are you really editing each time that you've read this chapter? Or are you reciting by memory what that chapter really said? So are you really editing of what's actually on the paper? That is one of the things that I know that I have to work on. So in that type of a scenario, I would write my first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, etc. I will edit it the first time around to make sure that I catch anything that doesn't seem right, or maybe grammar, punctuation, spelling. Then I would put this book away. I will work on another book, work on another project, work on whatever I need to work on, and then give it a few months later, I will get that first book out, and then I have a fresh set of eyes on this, so I can't recite it by memory, but what I can do is I can read it and see more and more of the problems, the grammar issues, the punctuation mistakes, the spelling issues. So it will actually become better and better each and every time that I've edited. This also includes all your substance editing, your developmental editing, and your stylistic editing too. This will also help you as once you get book one all situated and you have maybe sent it to the publisher and you felt that you've done the best that you could with this said book, that you're going to work on book two. Now you know book two is going to be a little bit better because you've wrote the first book out, you've edited the first book out, you've watched the grammar, you've checked out the spelling. You made sure everything was in sync as much as you can, so whenever you put book 2 away, whenever you start on maybe book 3, and you bring book 2 back out months later, you're going to see a brand new book. Yes, it's still going to need editing, but it's not going to be as harsh as that first book. So overall, when I'm talking about the work in progress, this is not only the writing, but this is also the editing of what I was talking about this scenario. What is your scenario? What is your craft? Do you think that you are a work in progress? Or do you think that you're a professional at this craft and you don't need to learn anymore? Which, I don't care if you are the highest professional, there's always room to grow and room to learn more and more different things about all the different areas in the world. This is one of the ways that you could cherish your love simple wins. Even though I have edited my first book a gazillion and a half times, each time that I have edited, I have made it better each time, and each time is a love simple win. That's what I always think of it by. So when I go to book 2 and I've edited 3 times, you know what? I've had 3 simple wins. I have edited, I have made sure that everything looks good of what I wanted to, and this is the best that I could make it for the resources and the knowledge that I have. And then you would take it off to the publisher, and then they will actually polish it up to make sure that everything is good, and so then you can get it out into the bookstores. So the question of the day is, what are your flaws? What type of sentence could you give? And you can write them in the comments. What type of sentence could you give that you feel that it's a silver lining, but you also have room to grow in your niche or your hobby? Just like I had this scenario. Do you think that you are progressing to do better, or are you at a stagnant spot where you feel that you are on level ground and you feel that you don't need to grow in this type of a talent? If you like these videos and you want to see more of these videos, by all means, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and hit the post notification button so you can stay on top of all the different videos that I post. And make sure that you check out I Have Nika in some of my videos, and check her out because she is so cute. She left me already, so I apologize. And till the next time, love you bunches!